problem is there in terms of the travel time, in terms of the different type of vehicles which is there, and there can be a and at the same time, today you have certain problem or the certain situations, but the way the population is growing, and that population growth will have an impact on your number of vehicles coming in. So your number of growth in the vehicle in the roads also increasing. Third most important thing is that the discipline part of it. I think that is another problem in our most of the cities, that commuters or the riders, the drivers, they are not very conscious about the discipline. So that becomes creating another problem for any cities today. At the same time, illegal parking or the wrong direction movement, these are the things also creates many challenges in the cities today as far as the traffic is concerned. So net what is happening is that the moment we see there is a small accident in a road, because this discipline sense is much less, that can create a huge traffic jam. Okay, so now if we look at how to, what is the basic fundamental of this, traffic challenge today, I think it is built of, three things. One is definitely, I'll say the build of 3 E's. So one is the engineering, how the roads are constructed, how the roads are designed. It is very important because, technology can come and do something as an enabler, but the moment these basic things are not there, so it's very difficult to, get the result out of it. So civil and the technology is very important. Second part is that the citizens, which is another education part of it. So, there's a need for educate the traffic rules, regulations, and other things. Third most important thing is coming on the authority. I think authority needs to take necessary actions to enforce those rules so that there is not lesser violations happen in terms of the traffic rules, right? Now, in terms of technology, what technology can do is some of the challenges which can address basis these 3 E's. It cannot happen in isolation. Now, what is there in today? We see that there is a lack of knowledge about the traffic movement on a road, because it is very variable, right? So you have one kind of traffic flow in the daytime, during the day, during the month, during the year. So it is changing, right? So how I can control the whole traffic flow and regulate the traffic flow, it depends on how I can take information. Can I take a real-time information from the roads? So this is very important. Second part is that, is my traffic controls, traffic systems are integrated with the other, other functions. For example, if there is an accident happens, that accident is recognized by authority, but because of the accident is not being cleared, within maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you have a half an hour traffic jam, right? So that means, this traffic department needs to coordinate with the other relevant departments or authorities who can go and clear this. So it is all dependent. So it's important whether the integrations are done or not. For example, you talk about enforcement. There is a red light violation, right? There is a automatic number plate detection. Now these are all linked. So once you have a traffic system and those solutions, those IT enabled tools needs to come up and integrate that. So this is a typical structure of a city where either you have a grid kind of architecture or it will be arterial kind of roads, right? But what is there is that there are intersections, there are multiple junctions, right? Now what is being done by the traffic department, they are actually controlling the junctions in terms of the traffic flow. What we see today in India is that mostly these junctions are fixed time controllers, where you fix a time depending on the historical data, and it keep on changing this, green and red signals for various directions. But it is not depending on the actual flow, because it can happen that during the day, traffic is more in one direction, but and in the maybe after 2 o'clock, 2 to 5, that flow will be lesser. So where the more traffic flow, you need to have a more time on the green signals, right? So that is why it happens. So it is called the vehicle actuated operations, and this is what is kind of has come up recent times. But what is important and what actually can solve the problem much better, because it is not only one junctions that you are crossing when you are coming out of your home. You can get a green signal. What happens to the next junction 300 meters away? That has to be green after 1 minute or 2 minutes, or subsequent junctions. So that will give you a flow of maximum number of green signals, so that your journey time is less, number of stops are less. So that is something called coordinated traffic solutions. So what happens is that it is one junction, and is that some multiple junctions. You can see that. Now, if you can coordinate between the junctions, and then you can, with the algorithm running in, you actually can done is that you can have this flow of traffic is getting the lesser number of stops or the more number of green signals. So that is called the technology called the adaptive traffic control systems, so which is a more of a coordinated way of doing it. So ideally, you would want this kind of situations when you are traveling on the road. So it is not only the adaptive traffic control systems. I think the overall transportation needs much more bigger setup. That's what I've just wanted to put it here, that you have variable messaging systems where the passenger or the riders needs to see that what kind of traffic situation is there in that road or the other part of the road, all the information is available. It has to be integrated with police and the information department as well, and also at the same time the bus management or GPS. So there is something called integrated traffic transport management system, which actually covers traffic and related services. See what, as an organization that what we're working on, we have a platform called Meridian, and we have adaptive traffic control solutions called SCATs. So we have been doing this kind of implementing solution across almost 270 cities across the world last 25 years. In India, we have recently introduced it around 8 months back, because with the smart city project coming in, we can see that there is a requirement coming up from various cities. So we have these solutions, and this also can be extended for the future mobility, when the electrical vehicles are coming up, right? And also you have driverless, technologies are upcoming. And while it is slightly away in terms of a timeline, but the way things are moving, I think it is not far away. So this particular platform is actually can integrate with this future technology, because this is running in on more than 250 cities today. And so, and definitely this is a full-fledged command control center focused on traffic and transportation and the security. It can be used for city as well, but our more focus is towards transportation and the security. It can be integrated with the parking and definitely the future autonomous network. Now, now what is the outcome finally out of this ATCS or the ITMS is this. Now, this is the data that we have. It is a survey data of our various installation across the globe, and you can see that number of stops reduction is the 40%, in the range of 40%. Then not only the stops and the journey times, but also there are fuel efficiency, like your consumption of fuel for a city or for a country, it goes reduced by 12%. So which is not a which is a huge value. Now, if you see, this is a solution which is for the sustainability. This is a solution which actually can make make the citizen happiness index at a higher level. Solutions which is implemented across the globe, and good part is that interestingly, this is very successful in the developing countries. A lot of solutions are successful in the Europe or Americas and all, but if you see the names, it is more and more there. These are the developing countries, and you actually can, if you want, you can talk to this customer, go and visit them, and these are the places where customer probably started cities started very small, maybe 20-30 junctions, and finally they move into hundreds, thousands of junctions, intersections to manage with these solutions. So while we do a whole lot of things around, as you've seen that on the security and the traffic management and transportation, we also do a lot of things around building technologies. You have started the video?
Tomorrow morning, 13.8 million residents of London will wake up to overcast skies and light rain. 291,032 orders of fish and chips will be consumed between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Over 4 million people will mind the gap. 41,002 umbrellas will be opened, and 5,189 tourists will ask for directions to the London Eye. Tomorrow morning, the technology that helped create one of the safest Olympics ever will connect thousands of closed-circuit cameras to over 50 control rooms across the city. Local governments, along with police, fire, stadium, and transportation authorities, will be able to monitor, share, and record public spaces and events in real time. A a digital infrastructure to significantly improve everyone's safety and comfort. Tomorrow afternoon, one integrated network of digital traffic enforcement cameras and monitoring systems will create a safer and more efficient road network. Hundreds of thousands of drivers across the entire metro area will better follow traffic rules, resulting in quicker and safer travel and a lower environmental impact. Johnson Controls is shaping tomorrow by helping to move 13.8 million London residents safely and efficiently, accelerating what is
Good afternoon. So very warm welcome to all of you, and you just seen that this video is all about the security solutions. How you can use various kind of devices, sensors, and then you can make it a holistic security surveillance systems. So Tyco is part of Johnson Control. While this video is talking about Tyco, is a part Johnson Control company. First thing is that let me first congratulate government of Uttarakhand, HRDA, Elets, and police department to organize such a very well organized event today. And interestingly, I think this event is going to plan for an event which is going to happen after 3 years. So it's really visionary platform where I think all of us are going to discuss about many aspects of this upcoming event which is coming up. But the way we are looking at it, definitely it is beyond Kumbh because we have many dignitaries, authorities, town planners and all from the various states across the country. I can see many of them, and some of them I have already also met in many places. So I think we like to give you a perspective on two very important things. So Before we just start the main part of the discussion, which is primarily we will talk about security and the traffic solutions, because since morning we are listening that security becomes one of the utmost important for this particular city due to this upcoming event, but also definitely the same for all other cities. Now, just looking at this couple of minutes on who are we. Johnson Control is coming with 130 years of innovations, and we have been developing solutions and the technologies around building technology, advanced transportation, and the security and safety solutions. Now, you can see this kind of brief about it. This is also, we are around $30 billion company, headquartered in US and Europe. We have large India operations where we have almost 7,000 employees with R&D centers across the country. So, safety and traffic, I think these are the two top challenges for any cities, whether it's Haridwar or any other cities, as per the some of the survey and the reports which I've seen in recent times. So what I'm going to address, talk about is this two particular challenge which you are facing. Now, coming to the integrated security solutions, so that I'll say that what are the expectation of from a city point of view? There are definitely the control of the criminal activities, right? Then there are, protection of the assets, whether it's the government or private assets. There are, create a deterrent in the mind of the criminals, so that criminals has got some kind of threat of, getting caught. And now it also goes beyond today, because there are, different kind of sensors, different kind of devices which are actually generating the data and giving the feedback to the police or the authorities. For example, a citizen can take a photograph of a particular abnormal situation and send it back to the command control center. So that becomes, a reporting, right? So the amount of information which is coming from various infrastructure, various devices are the need for today for a city to actually make a holistic surveillance solutions. So what we believe is that there are 7 pillars of any surveillance systems, which is for a city or for any large inhabitants. Now, looking at that, it starts with definitely camera is one of the main important, is like an eye for the eye for the city, and that can be in various places, various corners of the corner of the city or a town. There are also another important part is that you need to have a proper analytics, right? Because cameras will give you the feed, but unless until you define the analytics, you cannot get the results. So analytics is another important thing which is part of the safe city. Public announcement systems, and most important, I think, connecting all in a city. Our network, the bandwidth is very, very important. Fifth is definitely you need to have a command control center, which I'm sure many cities today in India have started building a command control center for security in the cities. And other important thing is that traffic management system, because there are a lot of traffic signals, traffic controllers, vehicles, right? So a lot of vehicle data has to come back to even to the security system as well. So ITMS is one more important pillar when we talk about the design, the safe city solutions. Now, important part is that you are actually the data is being generated from the various diversified sources. It starts from traffic, starts from video, camera, even the number plate, which through the ANPR cameras, or it can be gunshot detection cameras. It can be motion detection for the public or the mob detection, and definitely there are today technologies like facial recognition and all. So there are multiple kind of information and that is coming to the authority. So now authority with this information, what they are supposed to do is that need to have a proper integrated command control center. So then you need to have a platform which actually can not only the detect and the collect data, but also analyze and take actions. So which is very, very important for when you are looking at creating a command control center. Some of the key components, definitely, from the video point of view, there are different kind of cameras, which is kind of PTZ. There are thermal cameras because many places you have you need to you don't have place where you can the kind of distance on the range is pretty long. Typically the borders are kind of, for example, if I look at today in Haridwar, in the border areas where you have the forest or the rivers, typically you cannot have the normal cameras. So then you need to have a kind of infrared kind of cameras, which range is much bigger, and you can actually doing kind of thermal imaging through that. So various kind of diversified systems you need to add on to create this. And definitely the other part is the video management. And in the video management part, analytics plays a very, very important role. At the same time, you'll find that it is not only taking, capturing the photo of the people or the vehicle, but also there are specialized cameras which can also take color recognitions. There is abandoned object detection cameras. So different kind of camera that it needs to put up depending on the kind of surveillance systems that you need to build on. Overall, whatever information is coming, I think it is important to have a proper dashboard which will give you different kind of reports. You can customize as per your requirement, as per the threats, and it also vary from city to city because what is required in Haridwar probably will not be will be different in another city. So, but once you have a platform, then you can actually get different kind of reports, and now things are under your control, and you can plan and take action accordingly. So this is the one part. Is how the safe city looks like, what all things can be planned. Second part, important part, what I've seen again is that traffic management systems, or the traffic is one of the huge challenge for any cities today. And just like to spend some time to give you some perspective there on the traffic. Now, what are the challenges we can see today in our cities, most of the cities. You talk about the large cities, they are really having huge traffic problems, congestion problems, and the saturation on the roads are very, very high. But now if you look at the tier 2 cities, where definitely the urbanization is kind of increasing, and those places we can, even if the traffic congestion may not be that serious like tier 1 cities.
Safer, more connected city can do.
So this is the same, same platform I just mentioning. So it is in the City of London. It is managing safety, transportation, even the airports, and also integrated with the London Metro as well. So this is one thing, as a holistic approach. Yeah. I just show that also. So there are India reference as well. Before I just go and show you that on the mode of a smart city references, just one more thing I like to show, because smart city is not about safety, security, and traffic. That is also about place to live, where the buildings, community centers, government places, right? So we are, we have been doing this for the last 130 years to building technologies, which is basically outside construction, anything within this, like this hotel, in the air conditioning, how to make it a comfortable place for you to stay and live. We have a platform which actually can connect air conditioning to lighting, to electrical systems, access control, intrusion detection, so called the IBMS, Integrated Building Management Systems. So we have many customers, large buildings. There are some of the large buildings which is, is a global names, top buildings. India, we have many. So for example, recently we are doing a project of Dhirubhai Ambani International Convention Center. So we are doing the entire building management system with that project. So it is kind of getting integrated, I think, next month. Now, there are many airports, there are many metro railway also we do this kind of work. Just to give you sir, you asked for about what we are doing in India. So we have, so while we are a global company, I think, we have a local presence very, very strong. We have 7,000 plus employees. Out of that, around 4,000 employees are working on R&D and the engineering centers, because we are very, very hardcore engineering company as well, other than the ICT part. Now, we have 8 manufacturing units in India. And we do some of those manufacturing products happen in India. There are 4 technology centers, which is basically we call it engineering centers. More of R&D work we do. A lot of platform development happens there. In fact, we are now going to do some local manufacturing of the traffic signals, traffic junction controllers, which we are working on the solutions. So this is the, these are the, some of the cities where we have done the projects. One is definitely Rajkot. City surveillance is we have done with our partner, and it has been awarded as the best surveillance projects in the country today. We have done Srinagar's surveillance project, one of the most difficult project you understand in Srinagar, and we have done it within a kind of 4 months period with again one of our partner. Other than that, AURIC, which is a DMIDC smart city project, which is also completed recently. We worked with Honeywell and did that project. Ranchi Smart City, Delhi Airport. Delhi Airport, the entire Aero City security is implemented by us, and also the intrusion control systems, not only the camera and all. So this is all about our what we do in India, and at the same time it is supported by a very large services team. So whatever we are talking about as a technology, we have a dedicated team to support it, implement it on the field. So that's what is all about what we do briefly, and which is relevant for smart cities, relevant for the safe city projects. So we would be happy to have a discussion specific to any place where you can collaborate. We can be part of that. It is not only always the requirement, but I'm saying that even if you are planning something, because of our experience on traffic and surveillance, we can contribute whatever we are doing in the other parts of the country, other parts of the world. We can get those expertise coming in. We have our engineering centers in Bangalore. That is also a showcase center. So if you want to see something around any technology demonstration, POC, that also we can do specific to your cities. So you're most welcome to let us know wherever we can collaborate. There is there can be a requirement, no requirement, not a problem, because we want to see that how we can make our solution more customized for Indian market, which is very important for us to be successful, because that is the investment we are doing, and we will keep on doing it. Thank you.